Here's all the parts for the lower tension and tilt assembly up here, and all these parts in here. This one's actually part of the upper part. I'll talk about that in the next video. But we still have to press this bronze bushing into this hole. This is a rather long one. It's to give it a lot of stability in every direction in the XY planes here, to prevent X and Y rotation. So we need to press that in. So let's go do that, and then we can just assemble the bottom section. And so we're just going to press this guy in. It's going fairly easily. The hole is about 1/1000 undersize, a little bit less actually. And I still need to push it down in the recess. So I'm going to have to get a little piece of material stock to press just on this inside until it's flush with the bottom. So next I got to get some fit up stuff. I have to just get some sandpaper inside this guy just to remove a little bit of material because it was stiff, which I just did off camera. Now it's a nice, very smooth fit, which is exactly what I want. These guys are still a little bit tight, and I could probably pull them in with a long screw. This one's a little bit looser than this one. The rod varies, that I purchased varies by plus or minus 1.5 thousandths or something like that. So I'm going to clean out the inside of these holes, and the tool I'm going to use is just a straight die grinder, and I took a piece of vertical shaft and I split it with a hacksaw, and you just wrap sandpaper around it, stick it in the hole, and off you go. So we're going to clean these up just a little bit, and I'll be right back. So hopefully this is making more sense now. So the top part of the tilt tension adjust mechanism rides on this tripod. So this height adjust will go on a nut that'll be mounted in the bottom part of the top piece, and two other sleeves. These will mate with two other sleeves on the top, and it'll ride up and down on that in a tripod formation, hopefully giving it some stability. And we put a 1/2 inch lock on this guy, and I may at some point have to come back and relieve this and put a bronze bushing here. This doesn't have to be terribly tight, but I'm still concerned it's going to rub a bit much, so we may end up changing this, but for now, okay. So in reality, the weight and the force, the tension on the belt is going to push this guy down at all times, so it shouldn't rub too much on the bottom of this aluminum, although I see it's still scratching it. I may want to make like a 1/2 inch brass washer or something. I just don't know about clearance, because then this guy goes on here like this, and I haven't put any indentations in here yet because I don't know. I got to set this height after this is installed, and I put 2 Allen screws on opposing sides on this guy that are pointed Allen screws, and they will grab the shaft, and I will actually end up drilling a little hole into the shaft for them to set into. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, of course it's the next size down. Pointed Allen screws, so I will, and they're the same. I think these are 118 degree ones, so they should match. They should match a drill bit perfectly. So once I mark this, I'm going to put little indentations in the shaft for these to grab into, and that should hold pretty well. There's not a huge amount of force on this, so if I need to, this is cast iron, and I can put a keyway in this and put a key on this guy, and that'll also take care of that problem. I don't know, this design's not perfectly complete yet, so yeah, this is kind of scratching the aluminum. I guess I could leave it a little bit of offset off here because it's really not going anywhere. It doesn't need to actually hold it down, so maybe that's the key here, is to just have it like a piece of cardboard thickness, maybe. So I think I'm going to retighten this with a piece of cardboard under here, because in reality that's just to stop it from lifting up. I don't think it's actually going to go anywhere, so I don't think that's really a problem. So then we'll pop the cardboard out of here. There we go. Now it won't rub. I think that'll work. Next, we're going to head over to the sander itself so I can install this shaft and the key. Oh, and I still need to attach this knob on here. This is actually kind of a neat design. Look at that. They put an Allen screw on the inside, so it's easy to tighten. Presumably this is metric. Actually, one more thing I can do here is I can install the key and the gear. And actually, I got to make sure to get this oriented correctly. And then I've got a stop collar here. Ooh, that stop collar is big. Yikes, I might have to make something custom. Oh, you know what? I think I originally had this 180. Let's see if that makes a difference. I don't want it to run into the gear potentially. Let's see. Oh yeah, no, that'll be okay. That'll clear. All right. All right, so now we can take and install this. This end goes over here, like so. This end goes sticking through the other part of the assembly. This gear will ultimately go on here, and you'll see how it all goes together. Let's head on over. All right, so down here is the bottom roller. All the way up top, the top roller will fit, but that goes on top of the lifting assembly we're just about to install. Now this roller down here is supported by this piece and this piece, and this guy gets screwed in up here, and then those shafts are supported on this. The bottom one on a bearing here, like so, and the top one on a bronze bushing. So let's lift you up a little bit, and we'll try and get this guy just loosely installed here, because my guess is I'm going to have to play with positioning. I mean, I tried to get everything accurate as I could, but I tend to, holding tight tolerances and everything makes everything kind of challenging to fit, actually. Okay, so then this guy goes here. Now my curiosity is, am I going to be able to get this gear in? Because this gear actually, oh, it does, okay, and it meshes. Wow, much better than I expected. Oh, I'm very excited about this because that's actually fitting. Wow, look at that. I thought I was going to have to mess with this big time. Okay, well, that's really good news. Okay. And you can see this gear here on the worm. And let's see if we can get this plate on. So we've got to capture the bottom bearing, got to capture the top. All right, so temporarily, let me snug this guy down. Now here goes the handle. So remember I said I need to tap this in because that pin is really snug. All right, so now this gear, I tightened it a little bit. All right, so here's the final bit of this assembly functioning. I did add a washer up there. I had a hardened steel washer, not a bronze one, and very, very smooth. However, no amount of back force on this guy is going to push that, make that handle rotate, which is why this is kind of a neat setup. Because I don't think, I left room here in case I wanted to add a locking ring, but I don't think I'm going to need one because, again, this is pushing thrust against that bronze sleeve over here. And worm gears don't really want to turn. The only thing I was worried about was with vibration, it would loosen a little bit, which time will definitely tell. I put the rest of the screws in here, still need to make some caps for this. And now we just need to make the top piece to hold this roller, which will be up here. And we will be done with the internal portions of this, most of it. Very exciting. So thanks for watching. Hope to see you next time.